Hi guys, this is Lou Martin. I'm a conscious channel. This is my spirit talk for today, the 13th of August 2019, and I'm inviting my friend and colleague Susie Baylor from Sedona, Arizona, one of the most lovely places on the planet, to hop in and join me here in a few moments. So Susie is got a she's on Facebook, of course, and she's got it's Beiler, Susie Baylor, and she's got a website called Temple of Creation, and she's a bright light. She does great work. She's got many more followers than I do, so she must be doing something right. Bless you, Susie. Yeah. And she's just a wonderful open heart, a lot of fun. There's Sandy. Hi, Sandy. There's Joanne. Hi, darling. Yeah. Okay, trying to figure out how to request to join. Yeah, okay, go here. Yes, there we go. That'll do it. Here we go. Here we go again. Okay, so we're nearly there. Thank you, thank you. La 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 la. I'm excited. People are interested in the workshop coming up on Saturday in Cork. Living and Loving Beyond Fear. And I'm looking forward to a great day. So the post is there. And I'll be getting on tomorrow night to do a live Zoom Q&A. I'm looking forward to that as well. And yeah, all sorts of wonderful things are happening. So we're still adding you, Susie. Okay. Let's try that again. Once more with feeling. I hope you're having a great Tuesday wherever you're at. It's been a meaningful, productive, wonderful day. I did the, Joanne and I both did the new Patricia Cota-Robles video. Okay, honey. Let's see, we're working out the techno. Patricia's new video is amazing. I think we both passed out after listening to it. I was out for about 20 minutes. And blown away, I think is the phrase. She's doing her, Patricia's doing her yearly conference in Tucson. So a lot of Arizona energy today. One of the most beautiful places I've ever lived. Triple rainbows, meteor showers, national parks, unbelievable light and heat in the summertime. There you are. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you made it.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well done.
I'm following the instructions and it doesn't like it still. Okay. We're just going to have to make some...
Yeah.
I'm kind of crooked.
Yeah. Do what you can. You're there.
Woo!
Bless you.
I don't know.
Yeah?
I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't like that it's so crooked.
Well, take your time. Make yourself at home, whatever you need to do.
Thanks, Lou.
Sure, honey. Sure.
You're awesome.
Well, we do what we can. That's all we can do here, you know?
Yeah. We can only do our best. Okay.
Right. That's right.
I think I'm gonna stop messing with it, and then I'm like, no, I can make it better. All right, I'm just gonna stop.
Okay, there you go. That's a good thing sometimes. Yeah. So welcome, Susie Baylor. How are you today, my friend?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure, pleasure, a
Now I
joy.
can't hear you, so I have to turn this up.
Okay,
Hold
let me
on.
turn my music down.
We're gonna get
We're gonna get
this.
there.
Okay, I can hear you now. Okay,
Yeah.
that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you just waved at me yesterday, and we thought we'd jump on and try to catch
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
share the good vibes with everyone. So uh, 88 Lionsgate, whatever you'd like to chat about. Tell me what's happening for you.
Wow. Okay. Well, the biggest thing that's happening for me is I'm healing I'm moving more into my divine feminine. I'm healing my divine feminine, which is massive because she's a deep, rich well full of magic and joy and power. And I threw her away when I was 5, not realizing what I was doing.
Right.
And I thought that I had, integrated her pretty well, but I'm realizing, wow, there's so much more. So it's really exciting.
Yeah. Well, my goodness, you couldn't pick a juicier subject, I would say, than that. You know, because isn't that what all of us are struggling towards understanding in this lifetime? That it's the time for that part of our self, our spirit, our emotions, however we want to describe it. It certainly is at least that. But yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. Whatever you'd like to share.
Yeah. Well, I've shared a lot about this on my Facebook profile where something happened in March and it just catalyzed this whole shift for me where I felt an abandonment by the sacred masculine. And there was this wound because I had this perception that I'd been abandoned. And so I started working on healing that wound. And what I came to realize through doing that healing work was that actually uh, I had abandoned my feminine nature to a large extent. And so I really started diving into that and really welcoming the divine feminine to come back, to embody more of her, to let herself be known to me, and to just completely change how I've been doing everything, how I've been running my business, how I've been living my life, how I've been interacting with people. I mean, just a total complete shift
Right.
in everything. It's massive.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Um, uh, you know, uh, uh, so what we were
Yeah.
no, honestly, I just was in June myself. I was at this conference in Glastonbury with Enrita Melchizedek, and I got to be part of the divine masculine and energy there, and there was a great ceremony that honestly I came in at the tail end of because I'd gotten the schedule a bit screwed up, but I got to play my Warrior of Love song, Take Command actually, and it's very joyous and triumphant. But what I wanted to say is that there was a tremendous, it was mostly women, of course, because it is mostly women. I still see at consciousness events like what you and I get to
Yeah.
do. But there was a great healing happening, and between the men and the women around this wound.
Mm,
I think that is kind of what we're talking about here. How
beautiful.
the masculine
Beautiful.
has denied the sacredness of the feminine, and everyone has suffered because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of women have denied themselves their own divine feminine, their sacred feminine, however you want to call it. We've we've abandoned that as well because we live in a masculine culture. Most of us on this
Yes,
planet,
yes, a
we
patriarch.
live in a masculine-driven culture, and so we have, in order to adapt, in order to survive, we've taken on the masculine role
Right.
and not even realized what we were doing, not even realizing it. I mean,
Sure.
I took it on when I was 5. Like I didn't know what I was doing consciously.
Of course. Of course. Of course, sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
this all the time. People talking about things they decided when they were 2 or 3 or, and it's like, yeah, my God, you were just trying to survive,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
What I sense there, Susie, from what you're saying, my friend, is a deep sense of letting your heart break open. This is how all of us awaken spiritually, is we have to go through the grief, anger, sorrow of what we've denied about ourselves or our emotional truth or its impact.
Yeah.
And then we honor that, we express that, we make time and
Yeah.
space for that. And then
Yeah.
we come from a deeper place of authenticity and commitment to the truth inside of us. And like you said, then it begins to shape things from the inside out, not just the outside in.
Yeah. And it's not just breaking your heart open, but in my case, it's breaking open my womb, breaking open my power centers, my solar plexus, my root, my womb, all of those things that I thought were open and flowing. I'm realizing there is like a much deeper connection that I can have to those parts of myself. And it's extremely powerful. And it's also exciting because I don't know where it's going to lead, but I'm really excited about this path.
Sure.
And the unique thing so speaking from my experience,
yes,
running my life from the masculine, I'm an achiever, I'm a doer, I'm a, make things happen kind of person. And the feminine is like, we're just going to pull back and let some things happen now instead of working so hard and doing.
Right.
And so this is a brand new way of healing. Like even in my self-healing, there's a masculine drive to heal, a masculine drive to get it done.
Right.
And with this, it's a totally different way. It's like, no, just sit back and let some things happen. Like
yes.
You don't have to strive for the feminine to take her place. There's
yeah.
no striving for the feminine to take her place. Just let it be. So
right.
it's opening my world, Lou. It's just
right.
opening my entire way of being. I love it.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, as I was saying to you yesterday, hon, I follow you, of course, on Facebook, and I was seeing these pictures of you in like war paint and tribal outfit and just, screaming and grieving and raging. And I'm going, whoa, so that was quite a vulnerable thing for you to share that experience in that way, which is perhaps the only gift we can really share with people is our own personal experience of dropping the mask and becoming more authentic, But I thought it was very courageous of you and very, very inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Well, I really do feel that by sharing those parts of myself, that people give themselves permission to be vulnerable.
Right.
And in my worldview, the only way we're going to restore heaven on earth, which is my soul mission, is to be vulnerable and transparent with each other.
Yes.
How can we build societies, communities, cultures that are different than what we've been doing if we don't learn how to be vulnerable and real?
Sure.
And so that's why I post the things I post. That's why I share the pictures I share, because it's real. It's raw.
Yeah.
And I really believe in that level of transparency.
Sure. Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's say for other women that are on this journey, what do you want to invite them to see differently or feel differently or experience differently? What's your counsel to other women who are on this path of awakening?
Well, it's not just other women.
Sure.
It's the men too, to allow the goddess to come in. For the men who are super ultra masculine and don't know how to feel their emotions, don't know how to be vulnerable, the divine feminine that's part of all of that. So it's not just for women on this journey.
Sure thing.
It's for men and women on the awakening journey to allow the goddess, to allow the divine feminine, whatever words you want to put to it.
Yeah.
Allow her to be known to you.
Okay.
And yeah.
So say more about how we do that.
Well, Lou, we have to get a little quiet.
Okay.
We have to get a little quiet to go out into nature and breathe, or to take on some kind of meditation practice or some kind of spiritual discipline where we are really focusing our energy on our soul, our heart, not just the thinking part of us as humans, but to get quiet and to look. I know what I'm saying isn't easy necessarily.
It's all right. You don't have to apologize for the truth of it. It is work.
But it is it is what's required.
Yeah.
We need to figure out ways to step away from the chaos of what's happening. We need to focus our energy on our path, on our growth, because you and I both know we don't have to do much but to open Facebook, turn on the TV, whatever, and see the chaos that's happening on the planet. And it's so easy to get angry, it's easy to get distracted, it's easy to go into upset and fear. None of that is helpful for cultivating our spiritual path.
Right. Right.
It's distraction. Yeah, we know it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't have to immerse ourselves in the details of
Sure.
what's going on.
Sure.
We need to bring our focus to our hearts, to our souls.
Yeah.
And that's really what we do in the Creation Temple.
Okay.
I have an online membership website,
Yeah.
where I work with both men and women on a weekly basis. And we look at parts of ourselves that we want to change and transform. We do meditations and activations, so we're getting quiet, we're getting into higher frequency spaces and higher frequency energies so that we can up level and upgrade ourselves. So I do offer that kind of support to people. But if you're trying to do this alone, you have to figure out a way to get quiet. And in fact, I really, really highly invite you not to try to do this alone. We're here on this planet together. We're here in community in some way. So we have to learn how to interact with other people, to ask for help, to receive help, because we're not here to do it alone.
Well, amen to that, my friend. You're singing my song. I get to say this a lot and strive to practice it a lot as well. And truly, Susie, it's one of the reasons I was glad to hear from you and to reconnect with you. You know, yeah, because we can't teach what we don't know ourselves. And as you said so beautifully, it is a very deep dive into the unknown in ourselves that, you know, you use the phrase, I use it well, a spiritual practice, you know, to go into peace as often and as deeply as possible is the way my guides say it. And as you're saying there, thank you. Then, you know, the feminine is that being state, the core of who we are, accepting, allowing, inviting, you know, receptive, open, tuned in, all of that. But as you've said, very, very truly, the patriarchy, the culture, the tendency for all of us to live in our heads and think we are our thoughts, all of that, you know, keeps us distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we can help each other, then people can see, you know, as you and I both are committed to, that there is a choice, that this is all about making conscious choices.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because we do have a choice, and we have to make the choice consciously, because either way we're making a choice.
Sure.
So we might as well make it consciously.
Yes.
And what are we choosing? How are we choosing to spend our time? Where are we choosing to put our energy? How are we investing our time and love into people? We have to choose those things very wisely.
Yeah.
Because there's so much distraction and there's so many choices. And so what's most aligned for you?
Sure.
You know, what is for your highest good? What are your soul desires? What are your heart's desires? Do you even know that? Do you even know what I'm talking about when I say your soul's desires and your heart's desires? Like, so many people are just in the grind and going through the motions, and don't connect with their hearts, don't connect with their souls. They don't even know what soul desire is.
Yeah.
And so we really need to come back to center.
Yes.
And to come back to, why are we here on this planet? What is our soul mission? What are our soul's desires?
Yes.
How can we express them? How can we bring them into physical reality? How can we bring them to fruition? How can we execute our soul mission? And those are all things I help people with in the Creation Temple, because it really is about restoring heaven on earth. I'm not the only one here with this soul mission, right? We have a whole family, a whole soul family that's here on this planet, meant to work together to execute this mission of restoring heaven on earth. But before we even get to that, people have to know what their true, you know, their truest desires are.
Sure. Sure. That's beautifully said, hon. Yeah. you know, love invites and fear demands is a quote that comes to mind from the Course in Miracles. And, you know, it's like, being in this vibration, you know, that you and I are in this lifetime, and the huge challenges and the great opportunities and the incredible love and support, you know, that
Yeah.
we've both been blessed with. It is still, isn't it, one fragile step at a time, through the dark forest at night, basically trying to find our
Yeah.
way, you know.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
you mentioned about March, and you know, I know that was a big change for you. Did you feel anything, or what was your experience over the last few weeks with these energies, which have just been so powerful, so profound? Was that anything?
Yeah. So in June, I faced my biggest fear. And since that time, all of this cellular
Congratulations.
trauma has come. What's that?
Congratulations. That's a
Thank you.
great gift.
Yes.
Yes.
Since I did that, all of this cellular trauma has come to the surface to be healed. And so probably about a week and a half ago, I finally felt the cycle of that level of healing come to completion, which was
Right.
such a relief because it's like being pummeled when you're constantly, you know, shock after shock to the system of the cellular trauma
Yeah.
revealing itself.
Yeah.
It's really challenging, you
Sure.
know, just on a daily basis. In my experience,
Sure.
things were coming to the surface that I needed to work through and work through quickly because I didn't have time to wallow in anything because I have other things I need to do,
Sure,
you
honey.
know?
Sure. Sure.
So that's been my experience of the past couple of weeks. Just
Yeah.
like super amplified and accelerated.
Yes.
And then right now I'm getting a bit of relief. And so we'll see what happens in the weeks coming forward.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I think in general, August has been easier than July, which was extremely intense. You know, I kept getting confronted with where I wasn't in my integrity, or I'd been ambiguous, or I'd not been clear with myself or with other people. And it was just like, wow, you know, you have got to take responsibility for this and change this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, very important. So, for men to find the divine feminine within ourselves, to me, this is my experience, it comes through grief. And for women to find their power and feel safe to be in touch with the divine feminine, it tends generally to come through releasing and facing anger and hurt, you know. And what I was relating to is that in the patriarchy, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I do resonate with that
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I didn't come to this on my own, I promise you. Get a lot of help here. A lot of amazing women have had some amazing sessions uh, in their work with me, and have taught me a lot, honestly. Um, but yeah, the feminine is the, to my guides, the feminine is the spirit and the emotion, which is always changing under the surface, always moving, the life force energy itself, basically. And then the masculine is the mind and the body, the appearance of things, the surface of things, the focus of things, etc. And of course, we need, you know, those are just generalizations, but we need both of those aspects of ourselves to be in the world. And then, to my mind, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, why women are leading the charge of the spiritual awakening for humanity on the earth at this time is because of the denial of the divine feminine for so long, and now it's finally shifting back and starting to come back into people's consciousness, because the earth needs us to come back into balance in order to survive, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So your question was why are the women leading the
Just
awakening?
anything you want to speak to in my little statement there, or anything else you'd like to talk about. I'm just kind of giving you
Hmm.
my 2 cents. You know,
Um,
I guess I do have a question. So
okay.
how do you work with men, getting men in touch with their divine feminine?
Well, to be honest, Lou, I don't feel like I have a grounded expertise in that yet. This is actually kind of brand new to me. I mean, I
Okay.
do work with men,
Yeah.
um, but it's not in that specific container to get them to connect with their divine feminine.
Okay.
Um, I want to go back to what you were talking about, though. Um, I feel like it's it's not just the women who are leading the spiritual awakening or the ascension. It is also the sacred masculine. Um, the problem, though, has been that not many men have embodied their sacred masculine. Not many women have embodied their sacred masculine. Most people on the planet don't know enough about either the sacred masculine or the sacred feminine. So it's my view is that it's not the women leading this. It is the union of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine coming together that is the leader.
Well,
So
yeah,
those of us who have both embodied, we can be strong leaders.
right, right. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Um,
And I guess more women have learned how to embody both than men. So maybe that's why it appears women are leading.
yeah,
But I really don't think that women are meant to lead this. I really do very deeply believe that the men and women must come together
sure,
in their divine senses to lead the changes and the shifts. We need both.
sure.
We
Uh,
need both.
Sure. No, absolutely. And I don't mean to argue for anything other than that because, of course, nothing else is sustainable. You know, um,
Yeah.
no, that's a great answer. You know, the what I see happening right now, Susie, is that as the vibration gets higher and higher on the planet, what has been denied must be released and faced in order to be set free. Otherwise, we continue to be motivated and run by our unconscious shadow
Right. Right.
and hidden agendas and fears and judgment.
Yeah.
And so that is definitely the initiation that you and I and many other people have signed up to go through, so that we can, you know, turn around and say, yes, it is ugly, it's embarrassing, it's messy, it's financially inconvenient, it's many things at times, but there is no way to be on the planet without making your peace with the difference between your higher self and your personality. You have to decide, as you said about the soul, who do you want to trust and who do you want to represent? What part of you, what do you want to be with your life, as you said so beautifully? What is your life about? And so yeah, it's the temperature's definitely getting turned up in everyone's world to find that truth and bring it out. And for people that continue to pretend that it's not real or not important, suffer, suffer, suffer. That's what I see on the horizon, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've been putting out the call for years, you know, step into the understanding of who you are. Look at your stuff, look at your crap, um, start to heal, you know, invest in your healing. These are things we've been saying for years. But, you know, people are distracted. They,
Sure. Sure.
they don't, they don't value, and this is a generalization. Obviously, I'm not talking about everyone.
Sure.
Just, you know, the mass population, you know, they
Sure.
don't value looking at themselves and doing the inner work and the self-healing.
Sure. Sure.
But that is what's going to shift the planet when we all agree to do that for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yes. Yes. I quite agree. And that's where I absolutely agree. There's no other way to describe it. Excuse me. And that's where true empowerment and true merging of the sacred masculine, divine feminine, etc., you know, comes together in this sacred marriage, hopefully inside of each of us. And
Yeah.
then we can attain, maintain, and sustain those values in our loving relationships with one another. And then we will begin to see a new reality and a new paradigm emerge, I believe,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Of course, I mean, believe me, I do know every woman I've ever talked to, and you're a fine example of it in everything you've said here, my friend. You know, the feminine knows that she wants partnership and support and to merge, you know, with others in order to express her gifts and abilities and her love.
Yeah.
And the masculine has forgotten that in the world and in the lives of many men. And it's
Yeah.
why things are so out of balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True. True. And I'm responsible for that as much as anybody else. Like going back to what we were talking about at the beginning and the journey I've been on the past couple of months. I can only receive support from the sacred masculine if I'm showing up in my feminine to receive it.
sure, sure.
And only to the degree to which I'm showing up in that way.
Yes,
So I can say, I want to be supported. I want the sacred masculine to step up and have my back. I want to be supported. But if I'm not energetically opening myself up to that,
right,
I can say I want support all day long and
right.
never get it.
Sure, sure. Yes, yes. Well, as Abraham says, words don't teach anything. You know, our experience is the teacher. And yes, you're quite right. And you've definitely tapped into that, and you've come through an initiation, and I feel like I have as well. You know, which is thank you. Yes, the truer we are with ourselves, the more loving we are with ourselves, and the more accepting we are with ourselves, the more we're able to put that vibe out there into everything we do. And people will sense, oh, there's something there that I want to learn about or to know more about or whatever. Or I want to support, as you said. There's something there I love and respect, and I want to support that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's a sweet deal, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to actually go into a bit of a meditation
Perfect.
with the divine feminine
Yes,
and maybe
please.
activate some more of that within all of us.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, she's calling me here. I'm
Good.
picking up the phone for her. So
Good. Good. Well, tell
yeah,
us before you do that. Tell us where people can find you, and then we'll leave on your energy here and your high note.
yeah. People can go to creationtemple.com and there's a contact page there, and you can sign up to be a free member. And as a free member, you get all of the channeling videos a month before they're released on YouTube. You get access to a special free meditation page. There's information about eliminating your debt that's available for free members. And you can even go, there's a special page where you can go and you can enter in what you're creating, and then that will appear on the Creation Temple website, and you'll be joining our quantum field where
Beautiful.
we bring creations into physicality.
Brilliant.
Our newest member, in under 2 or 3 weeks, she tripled her income when she joined us.
Wow.
So it really is, we've built up a quantum field for
Great.
results to happen.
I
Of
love
course, I can't guarantee any results. That you know, your inner work is up to you, but for those people who want that deeper support, join us at the Supreme Creator level or the Master Creator level. We meet every week live via video, and you get the support you need for your spiritual path. So at the very, very least, go to creationtemple.com, subscribe to the 14 days of prayer with the violet flame, and you'll get 2 weeks of support with cleansing your aura, strengthening your inner being, working with forgiveness for yourself. I mean, it's a really beautiful journey, and it's all free. So
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you,
yeah,
Susie. Wonderful.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just invite you to get into a comfortable position, and whether you want to lie down or sit up, have your eyes closed or open, whatever feels right to you, and just begin breathing deeply into your belly. And as you breathe into your belly, you're bringing that intention to relax the body, to calm and soothe the mind. We're really going to work with your breath to allow an expansion deep within your being. And Lou, can I actually have you turn the music off? I'm a little distracted by it.
Sure do.
I don't usually have music with my meditation,
Oh,
so.
no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, bringing your attention back to your breath. Breathing deeply into your body. And as you begin to feel your body relax, as you begin to feel your mind slow down, you're going to allow your energy to drop down into your sacral area. For women, this is your womb. This is below your belly button, above your root. For men, you're going to access your esoteric womb. You might even want to put your hands over that area of your body. And bringing your breath down into your womb, we're going to gently invite and ask the Divine Feminine to reveal herself to you in a more significant way. And as you breathe, just take some moments to feel the energy, the love, the compassion of the Divine Feminine starting to percolate within your being, deep down in that womb space. And what's fun is we can ask the womb what she has to tell us. Does she have any messages for you? Just ask her, do you have anything that you want me to know? And opening yourself to hear and receive her answers. And this is still relevant for men. You can just use that esoteric womb space that you have. Asking the Divine Feminine to activate your womb. And what is it that you want me to know about you? What powers do you want to bring to me? What magic do you want to reveal to me? And as you breathe, you can really focus bringing your breath down into your womb. And if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel any wounds coming to the surface, any sadness or grief, embrace it, allow it. There's a cleansing that must happen before you can deepen in and hear the clear messages. And I call this the Sacral Well because it's this deep, watery, sometimes dark well that's filled with magic and richness. And in that well, you may be holding grief and wounds. Perhaps like me, you threw away your feminine nature or ignored her in some way. Perhaps you haven't given her a platform or a voice to be made known to you. Maybe you've abandoned part of her. If there is that sadness or grief that arises, allow it. And as much as you feel safe, allow yourself to drop deeper into your sacral well. And your sacral well includes your womb, your root, your sacral chakra, your breath. And simply notice what you feel in your body, in your emotional field. Notice if you're sensing anything different. Notice any physical sensations. Observe. Observe and feel what's happening as you allow yourself to drop deeper and deeper into your sacral well. Now we're going to link up that space with your soul. Allowing the energies of your womb and your sacral well to connect with the energies and soul codes and signatures. Allowing a clear pathway to be formed between your soul and your sacral well, so that as you clean that space, as you deepen into and learn more about your womb space, you're doing it from the perspective and the alignment of your soul. And if you feel like taking this even a step further, you can invite your heart to make this connection also, like a sacred trinity. Your heart, your soul, and your womb all working together. And asking your body what is possible with this meditation. What level of healing is possible for you? Because as you open these energy flows, the body can heal itself, the body can restore itself. Maybe you have cysts on your ovaries. The body can heal that as you open your flow. Maybe you've been raped or sexually assaulted. Your cellular matrix, that cellular trauma can heal as you reopen your flows gently with safety. What level of healing is possible for you? Ask your body. Now we're going to ask your cells to remember these frequencies, to remember these flows. And we're asking your cellular matrix to recalibrate to these new open flows within your body. And we're asking your DNA to unfurl and to allow these new energy signatures and codes to be implanted in your DNA. And when you feel that's complete, you can recoil your DNA. Now give your mind and your ego permission to be transformed. It's safe to receive this transformation. How does it feel to know that I am safe to transform? And just let your ego know that it can still play a role. Put it in service to your soul mission and to your transformation. You're not trying to kill it. You're not trying to dissolve it. You're integrating it, allowing it to have its proper role. And take 3 deep breaths. And we're just going to gently zip up your auric field so that you can stay in this space for a bit before interacting with new energies. And then whenever you're ready, feel free to open your eyes.
Beautiful, Susie. Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Beautiful. Great meditation. Wonderful.
Lou, I'm curious from your perspective as a man, the esoteric womb space.
Yeah, I've not ever done that meditation before, and it was very interesting, and I will work with it again. You know, really physically, energetically owning the feminine inside of myself, that's a new concept, you know, and I find it very humbling and very interesting, very powerful. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me today.
Sure, hon, my pleasure. Anytime. Let's do this again real soon, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, sweetheart. So Susie Baylor on Facebook and at Creation Temple.
Creation Temple. There's a Creation Temple group on Facebook, Creation Temple page, or you can go just directly to creationtemple.com and join us there.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, my dear friend. God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.